Hey, welcome back, everybody. My name is Todd Roden. I'm joined with Liz Cross and 45 of our closest friends, and we're here for Monday morning consciousness transformation technique. And we were just talking about burning in the summertime because it's hot out there. And one time I went to Six Flags with some friends of mine, and I said, "Hey, watch this." They were putting on their sunscreen, and I said, "You know, that's cancer causing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an energy shield around me and not burn all day." And they thought, "You're nuts. There's no way you can create
Oh
an
my
energy shield."
God.
And I did, and I didn't burn at all, and it was
Wow.
amazing. So if you're able to learn how to create energy shields for yourself, you can set up protection even from UVA and UVB radiation. So good morning, Liz. How are you?
How do we do that?
I'll teach you in the class. My
Oh,
remote viewing course comes up next month, and I hopefully we'll see you all there.
so it's not just the white light bubble, right?
No, there's different things you can do. So you have to do a bit of radiance against that energy shield. You have to give it energy a couple times throughout the day. But you can create a shield so that you didn't burn. And they burned even though they wore sunscreen and I didn't. And so we were there outside in the Texas heat all day, and I was the only one that didn't get a burn because I put up an energy shield around me.
Oh, that's crazy, Ronan. That is crazy. Wow, that's amazing.
Yes,
So,
it's proof, and I should interview them to talk to them about it, just so they can prove it that it really happened. But it was actually, can you keep bugs from biting you? That's harder. You need to create like an energy bubble, and you need to remove the bugs from around you. But it's possible. But just living in bug consciousness, it's harder. You can create an energy shield around you so they don't penetrate it, but some might still get through. It's not perfect.
so whatever that method is, that's the same thing that was around Bob Lazar. Because years ago, when I did a video on Bob Lazar, I didn't even know who the dude was. I was like, who? I've never heard of this guy. And when I was trying to go in, the government, excuse me, somebody in the CIA years ago, and even though this person has passed on, not Bob Lazar, but the person who put the energy shield in place around Bob Lazar to stop remote viewers from getting information, had crossed over, but the shield was still there. And on the video, I'm like, okay, this is weird because I can't get through to him. I can't, and when I finally, with persistence, it didn't hold very long because I was persistent, but I got through. And I was like, what is that? And lo and behold, it was an energy shield created by the CIA to protect Bob Lazar's secrets. So strange. And I've never come across that again. Never. He is the only person that happened to.
What do you want to talk about today in CTT?
Um, energy shields. What we're talking about is far more interesting. So I don't know about you, Ronan, but I think we upset some souls last week.
I was fine, but you said you had some
Mm.
some shade cast your way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we did. Bob know? No, 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 no. You have to be a highly evolved psychic medium to know when somebody's doing that. I know, and as soon as they come in and they blaze in, I fire back. And I would advise very strongly that nobody does that to me because first of all, if there's anything they want to know, they can just email me and ask me. I'm an open book anyway. But yeah, I would strongly advise that nobody does that to me because I will fire back, and I actually know a method to fire back and make you very sick. Lynn Buchanan's method. And Lynn Buchanan has put people in the hospital before for trying to view him because he had a competition about the story stone. And I think I asked you about that before, Ronan. Do you remember his competition about the story stone?
I don't recall the conversation about that, but I have methods also to protect you against interference, which now that we're recording, I can't tell you about, but there are other
Yeah.
methods you can use.
So the story stone is a stone that Lynn had found. I don't know, but there was a story behind it. And his challenge was, or his competition is, I want you to remote view the story behind the story stone. And so and nobody's ever got it, apparently. He was at the conference at the Monroe Institute last month, or even maybe this month. I don't know. And I tell you, he's looking. He's 84. He looks. He's not going to be around. I don't think revolving around on this planet for too much longer, unfortunately, because he's my favorite one. So last week we worked on the soul, and I was very disruptive to my soul, and I think others probably. We basically went in there and we said, hey, what you've got designed for us isn't working. You got to, there's a design flaw here. You haven't made the best decisions. Now, since that since that CTT session, I started looking into the soul. And basically, the soul is a consciousness, okay? And our conscious mind is a consciousness, and our subconscious, where all our personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions are also a form of consciousness, right? So you have to understand it's all a form of consciousness. Well, what we know here in this lifetime on the earth plane is that consciousness is something that's built over time, right? We come here, we're a blank slate pretty much. As soon as we're born, we have our pregnancy traumas and our birth traumas, okay? And then of course, then it starts building the brain connections to the subconscious. And if the subconscious has traumatic experiences or rejection or unloved and all that, so it starts building all these pathways. Now, the conscious mind, we formulate this over time. Obviously, it evolves, it grows. The more information we have, the more at least we think we're making better decisions. Okay. And then I looked at the soul and I'm like, wow, the soul is the same. It's going on what it knows from its own lifetime, multi-lifetime experiences, right? That's why it's making these decisions. These may not be the best decisions according to our conscious mind, excuse me, but according to our soul, they are the best decisions, right? The soul has been around a lot longer than the conscious mind. And so the soul has gone through all of these experiences that we don't really know about in this lifetime with our conscious mind, because it's our conscious mind that's trying to figure all this out, right? Who are we? What are we doing here? What the hell is this? But the soul is going based upon its own consciousness, right? So therefore, we learned last week in the CTT tapping, the soul is imperfect and it's trying to make the best decisions, just like we try to make the best decisions with our conscious mind based upon what we know, but they may not always be the best decisions. Does everybody understand that? Does that make sense?
Indeed.
Okay, great. So now we understand that our souls also are actually blind to a lot of information. Okay, so when I'm channeling some soul and spirit, right, I'm getting a lot of information, but most of the time, that information is pertaining to the person's life that I'm reading. Well, they're highly involved with that person's life, right? Because it's their ancestors or loved ones or friends. Okay. Or in the case of one of our ladies in the group, she likes to channel Edgar Casey. as opposed to her relatives, because Edgar Casey is someone that she's been following for years. She's had a lot of, back and forth with Edgar Casey. She relies upon that information. So there's a direct bond there. So Edgar Casey can give us information about her life. But and this makes a lot of sense, when I'm channeling souls to make predictions, especially financial predictions, and that wasn't their specialty or something that they really knew anything about in this lifetime, they give us the wrong answer. Now that makes total sense, because I never was able to put two and two together. I'm like, wait a minute, they're soul, they're up there. How do they not know the answer? Why are they giving me the wrong answer? Well, now we know, because our souls are imperfect. They're blind to a lot of objective information as opposed to subjective information. And they're just making decisions and designing our lifetimes the best they can with what they know. So for this session, and I had to set this up, because of people listening, they may not know, they may have not heard the other session. So now they're on board, with what we're doing. So here, I think in this CTT session, because my soul got very upset with me. It was like talking to me and shouting at me. We need to offer forgiveness to our soul. Now we have a better understanding, and we offer them forgiveness for making mistakes. But in turn of offering that forgiveness, we need them to really start working with the conscious mind as well. So maybe we can facilitate a better communication path between our conscious mind and the soul by offering our soul forgiveness. What do you guys think about that? Is that good?
It's like Liz throws a boulder at you and says, "Hey, is that boulder okay?" Um, yeah, better communication through our conscious mind and our soul's ability to adapt to the conscious mind struggles. Yeah, I think
that's right. It's exactly right, Ronan. We need the soul, because the soul, it's like, okay, the conscious mind, you're exactly right. So we all have our political opinions, right? Most of us, especially over the age of 40, everybody knows in marketing, right? It's hard to sell to the over 40s as opposed to the under 40s, because the over 40s, their minds are already made up, right? Politically, how they're spending their money, whatever, right? Their minds are already made up. Most people, statistically, okay? Under 40s, they can still make money off of them. So they target the audience to the under 40s, apart from like all the Medicare commercials and medicine commercials that we see over here in the US. A lot of countries don't allow that. So politically, right, we already know what we're going to vote, most of us. And it's like, somebody trying to tell you, no, you need to vote this way, you need to vote that way, you need to do this, you need to do that. And we're like, yeah, you guys, no, I'm crazy, because I've been on the earth plane long enough to know what I like and what I'm voting for, right? It's the same with the soul, right? We're sitting here with the conscious mind going, okay, you know what? Hey, you've got to get with the program, because this that you've set up for me isn't working. And the soul is like, yeah, you do you, because I've been around a long time, and your conscious mind is relatively young compared to compared to our souls, which have been around, some of us, millions of years, millions. And so that you see how we're trying to convince the soul, albeit slowly, every week. And so now, yeah, exactly, Ronan. So what are we going to do? Easily and joyfully manifest the optimum forgiveness of our soul. And in order that the soul can adapt to what? Conscious mind. Can you write that? Can you dump that in the chat, please? So
I'll think about what I said, but yeah. All right, let's get started.
All right. So we're going to open at this point. If you have opened, you need to stay to closing. Do not leave after this point. Okay. If you get halfway in and we're removing stuff from you and you don't go to the end and you don't fill in the space, your darkness always needs a host and it will come and sit in that space that you've created. Okay. Do not leave. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
an optimum etheric pyramid,
an optimum etheric pyramid,
as well as an optimum Faraday cage
an optimum Faraday cage
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now. It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now. So let's take a deep breath. I can already feel the energy is very good today. Information transfer is now complete. So be it, it is done. Did anybody see that beautiful crescent moon over the weekend? Oh my God, it was amazing. Did you see it, Ronan?
I did.
Excellent. All right. So the next one is treasures. Let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to. Easily and joyfully manifest. The ability to see. Optimally recognize. Use and enjoy. The treasures in and all around us. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now. It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease. Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love. Healing, information, permission. And deep relief now. So let's all take a deep breath and just imagine connecting with those treasures, or even a treasure chest of knowledge and information and connections, and being able to use and enjoy them. Information transfer is now complete. So be it, it is done. Awesome. All right. How's everybody feeling? Good? Everybody's feeling good. All right. Last part of the opening, the optimum activate. Yeah, the energy's good today. The optimum activation of all of our spirit teams and divine helpers. Spiritual helpers and divine teams. I always mess that up. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to. Easily and joyfully manifest. The optimum activation. Of all of our spiritual helpers. All of our divine teams. And anyone else. In the white light. That would like to help us. Yeah, that would like to help us. White light. We have white light helpers. Absolutely. They will take away any and all dark energy. They will take it into the spirit world. Transmute the dark into white light positive karma. back into the universe.
back into the universe.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep release now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I saw a load of white light angels turn up. What made you uncomfortable about that statement? I'm interested in that.
Well, any and all, it seems like there's a team of helpers around me, and I want them, and I only them, and no one outside of my group. So my core is set. And I think that when you said that, my consciousness team created a like million character cipher and said anyone that knows the cipher can come in, but no one else.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, that's very true though. But what happened during that last round of opening? I saw a bunch of white light angels that says that we're going to help too. So obviously this is going to be a big session because I've never seen the white light angels turn up. Now, lots of people want to mess around with aliens and all that, right? You guys do that if you want to. To me, it's darkness masquerading as alien entities to be able to infiltrate our consciousness, hijack it, and then remove it. All right, so let's go. We're going to use Ronan's wording, which I've lost now. It was here somewhere.
Easily and joyfully facilitate soul forgiveness plus optimum conversation between our soul and consciousness.
Beautiful, Ronan. Beautiful. Gosh, you have such a good way with words. Wow. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
Easily and joyfully facilitate.
Easily and joyfully facilitate
Soul forgiveness.
Soul forgiveness
Plus optimum conversation.
Plus optimum conversation
Between our soul and conscious minds.
Between our soul and conscious mind.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief and joy now.
And deep relief and joy now.
So let's take a deep breath. I can already feel the love radiating from my soul. Like it really is happy about this session. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
What did you get?
That the brain is being left out.
That's okay. Because the brain is just wiring.
It's part of the body, but it's a mirror of the mind in meat form. So it needs to be reprogrammed as well. And it needs to be open to these higher degrees and higher awareness and more adaptability, because the brain is malleable and yet we are so stagnant with it. It doesn't change. And now we can change it and recreate it.
Okay, well, let's do the opening again. All right. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully facilitate.
Easily and joyfully facilitate.
Soul forgiveness.
Soul forgiveness.
Plus optimum conversation.
Plus optimum conversation.
Between our soul.
Between our soul.
And consciousness.
and consciousness.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving this love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep release now.
So let's take a deep breath. Now, on the second round, and see, that's the thing. This is a great thing that's happened, because if you mess it up, you can always go back and repeat it and make it better. On the second round, I feel a higher elevation on the vibration scale. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
That made the brain very happy. Thank you, Ronan. What did you get?
That it's opening up a new level of brightness. Like when you can see a star through a telescope, you have to use filters to see that star sometimes. And so we're adding like new filters to get new information. We can see a different color spectrum almost.
Well, yeah, because we're cracking this code, right? When you're cracking the code, you start seeing things totally different to the way you saw them before.
Right.
For instance, you know, for just a brief example, because I know Ronan's in a rush today. Oftentimes, somebody will come through to the CTT and they'll say, you know, I don't know what I've done to make my parents hate me, but my parents have hated me my entire life. And then as we're peeling off the layers through CTT, you find out what happened to mom or dad to make them be the way that they are. And actually, the problem is with them and not you. But you've been carrying that burden your entire life, right? So you start to see things very clearly and you start to understand it more. So yeah, definitely, Ronan, opening up. So I got that we doubt our soul's decisions far too much, and that the conscious mind has no idea what it's doing. Again, if you guys get sensations or feelings or thoughts, put them in the chat so we can read them out. If you are new and you're not getting those messages through, that's okay. It takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while to do a few CTT sessions to open yourself up, and then you start getting those messages through. Okay, so it's perfectly fine. Don't think you're defective or you're not this or you're not that. We don't want any of that in this group. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to.
Let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
We are against the soul's decisions.
We are against the soul's decisions.
The soul is like a bad parent.
The soul is like a bad parent.
It's making all of these decisions against our conscious mind wishes.
It's making all of these decisions against our conscious mind's wishes.
It's a constant, never-ending battle between the soul and the conscious mind.
It's a constant, never-ending battle between the soul and the conscious mind.
We can't offer forgiveness.
We can't offer forgiveness.
We doubt the soul's ability to make decisions.
We doubt the soul's ability to make decisions.
The soul doubts the conscious mind.
The soul doubts the conscious mind.
So we're in this never-ending war.
But we are in this never-ending war.
What else?
We know what's best and aren't allowed to change.
We know what's best and we're not allowed to change. And the soul won't change either. The soul is inflexible.
The soul is inflexible.
The soul is not willing to open up to new ideas.
The soul is not willing to open up to new ideas.
The soul is stuck in the dark ages.
The soul is stuck in the dark ages.
And we are angry with our soul.
And we are angry with our soul.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep release now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
What did you get, Ronan?
You know that game where you stack the cups and they're into a pyramid? I got that game, and the soul acts as the top cup, and it's like the protector cup and the firewall cup. And so even if you have other cups underneath it, the soul controls all those other cups.
Ooh. And that's very true. Okay. And I think those cups actually represent what I'm getting are the soul pieces that we've left behind through each and every traumatic event.
Right.
Just like God, does that make sense to you? That's what I got.
Yes. It's a good thing I have a healing class to remediate that too.
I know, because we drop a lot of soul pieces, just like God is one, and each of us are created from a teeny tiny piece of, oh, here we go. Here's another aha moment. A teeny tiny piece. Each one of us are a teeny tiny piece of source, and ultimately source is going to go back and reclaim all of its soul pieces, all of its pieces back. We get reabsorbed. That's when the war is over. So we are just representative of source, because that's what we're doing. By doing the CTT, especially if you go in depth and do like what Ronan does, or the past life thing that the CTT does, you're collecting your pieces back, which is exactly what God is doing, or source, whatever you call God, and what God is to you. What that's exactly what source is doing. It sends out its little pieces, and it starts collecting them back. And the way it collects them back is through us ascending, soul ascension. Eventually we get reabsorbed. That's exactly what we're trying to do. That's how you expand your consciousness, by going and picking up those soul pieces. Wow. That's amazing. So we're just little gods, basically. We're just little versions of source, doing the same thing that source is doing. Wow. Okay, somebody says, what about my higher mind? I always equate the higher mind with the soul. That's my definition. That may not be correct, but that's what I equate the higher mind to. Okay. So we're just trying to retrieve. Okay, let's do it. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
Any animosity between ourselves and the soul.
Any animosity between ourselves and the soul.
We're just trying to retrieve the soul pieces.
We are just trying to retrieve the soul pieces.
We are trying to understand what this is.
We are trying to understand what this is.
We've come down here without a clue.
We have come down here without a clue.
And we're trying to make sense of it all.
And we're trying to make sense of it all.
The soul is like the control center.
The soul is like the control center.
And the conscious mind is blindly being led.
And the conscious mind is blindly being led.
To all of these traumatic circumstances.
Through all of these traumatic circumstances.
That seem beyond our control.
That seem beyond our control.
What else?
The soul has to put out all of the fires all the time.
The soul has to put out all of the fires all the time, but the soul creates those fires. That's the problem.
But the soul creates those fires.
Yeah, it's the conscious mind that's trying to put out the fires that the soul has created. What are they throwing at me now? Hmm. Interesting. I get very angry at my circumstances.
I get very angry at my circumstances.
Why isn't life easier for me?
Why isn't life easier for me?
I'm not concerned so much with the ascension of the soul.
I'm not concerned so much with the ascension of the soul.
I'm just trying to survive down here.
I'm just trying to survive down here.
The soul has not made it easy for me.
The soul has not made it easy for me.
Therefore, there is a lot of discord between myself and the soul.
Therefore, there is a lot of discord between myself and the soul.
What else?
I'm vibrating at the wrong frequency to be successful.
Ooh, I'm vibrating at the wrong frequency to be successful. I'm being blocked
I am being blocked
by my soul, and I don't know why.
by my soul, and I don't know why.
My soul will not work with me.
My soul will not work with me.
It's inflexible.
It's inflexible.
We cannot move forward in any direction if we're not operating on the same page.
We cannot move forward in any direction if we are not operating on the same page.
What else?
I'm losing air and direction.
I'm losing air and direction. I'm running out of time.
I'm running out of time.
I may not have this opportunity again
I may not have this opportunity again
to expand my consciousness.
to expand my consciousness.
Yet I feel like I'm being blocked.
Yet I feel like I'm being blocked.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep release now.
and deep release now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
This is a big session. Okay, what did you get?
That it's like an Easter egg hunt. So it puts one hidden treasure after the next and one hidden treasure after the next.
Ronan, that's so funny. I love Easter egg hunts. But you're right. It's a process. It's like we're going to reveal a little bit of information and reveal a little bit more. Why? The reason that it's structured in that way is because we do not have full use of our brain capacity. Therefore, if we were hit with all of this information at once, we would not be able to process it. So it's dependent upon the individual's processing speed that the information comes into us. Isn't that amazing? Now, the other thing that I got during that last round of tapping, I said to my soul, I said, what if we show you unconditional love and forgiveness? Would you be willing to work with us more? And I got absolutely back. So now where do we go, Ronan?
Well, I got that it's through repetition, and this new reprogramming is not like reading a book once. It's not, just reading a sentence and having it be done, but we need to insert a sequence that it continues to reprogram us and forgive each day and open that communication each day and not just here at CTT. So daily recognize the soul's contribution and requests a more direct conversation between it.
Ooh, Ronan, what did you eat this morning? What did you drink?
I had a great breakfast of energy drinks, and that's it.
Well, whatever it is, it's working.
It's elevated my mind. And I'd meditated before this too. So
Woo! Ronan is on
I
fire.
also
This
had
is
a great idea about how to make my next remote viewing course better. And it came from Bob Monroe during this. So that's exciting. I had better ideas. So hopefully I'll remember that when we're done. But
write it in the chat, write it down, make a note. I have to make notes throughout the session, right? Or I try to hold on to it mentally, but information just comes and goes like
yeah,
that. That's why it's important to write things in the chat if you guys get stuff. So we need to offer love and forgiveness and stop being at war with our souls, right? The souls are not going to move forward. This is what we just got. The souls
daily.
are not going to move forward if we're not, we can't keep saying, get on board with the conscious mind, get on board with the conscious mind, right? You're wrong, we're right. We have to, it's like a child, okay? When you have a child, what do you have to do? You have to treat it so nicely to get it to comply, right? If you just say, pick up your toys, right? And you do this repeatedly, what is the child going to do? It's going to ignore you. It's going to say, well, I'm so used to, mom shouting at me or whatever, I'm not going to comply. But if you sit there telling the child, you know what, I love you, you're so brilliant, you're so beautiful, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, you know what, let's pick up your toys, you can help mommy out, then we have more time to spend on doing other fun things. What is the child likely to do? Be compliant. That's exactly what's going on here with the soul. We just keep saying, nope, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And we got to start loving our souls better. Okay, so I don't even know where we're going from here, Ronan. do you want to lead the wording, and I'll do the round and you lead the wording?
No, I'd rather you do it because you're in
Oh,
direct conversation and I'm just pulling pictures.
okay, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
We have not been kind to our souls.
We have not been kind to our soul.
We have approached this with a total misunderstanding.
We have approached this with a total misunderstanding.
We're shouting and yelling and telling it what to do.
We are shouting and yelling and telling it what to do.
We don't, excuse me, we don't appreciate the life it has made for us.
We do not appreciate the life it has made for us.
There's just constant bickering and arguing.
It's with constant bickering and arguing.
We're both at opposite ends of the spectrum.
We are both at opposite ends of the spectrum.
And we refuse to meet in the middle.
And we refuse to meet in the middle.
It's just a continuous loop.
It's a continuous loop.
We've done this thousands of lifetimes before.
We have done this thousands of lifetimes before.
What else?
We are incapable of growing and changing.
We are incapable of growing and changing. We want to reclaim our power.
We want to reclaim our power.
But it is difficult.
But it is difficult. Neither of us want to back down.
Neither wants to back down. That's true. Neither wants to back down. It's just one continuous argument.
It's one continuous argument.
And we don't know how to make these two beings coincide.
And we don't know how to make these two beings coincide. I got an image of DNA, how it works together too.
Ooh, okay, let's tackle the DNA. Next round. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief and joy now.
And deep relief and joy now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
What did you get with regards to the DNA?
I just heard a distant drum beat coming closer and more loud.
Well, that's what drumming circles were. The
It's a
ancient tribal.
frequency
Yeah,
elevation
it is.
too, as it comes into your periphery and your circle.
Absolutely.
And we were talking earlier about having the vibration and frequency off, and so it's becoming into alignment with the beating of that percussion.
So let me look at the DNA. That's what drum circles were back in the day, and still are for nations that still practice drum circles. It's a way to get in. It's like a binaural beat, right? It's a way to let go of the consciousness and get more information and become on a certain vibrational frequency to receive those informations and connections, right? It's like the ancient binaural beats. Now all we do is put an app on our phone and stick on the headphones. Okay. DNA. We're trying to change years of evolution, processing, and structure. It's like one CTT session that's laughing at me. Okay, let's tap. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
We can't understand
We cannot understand
why this healing is a process
why this healing is a process
on a deep DNA level.
on a deep DNA level.
We are trying to change
We are trying to change
millions of years
billions of years
of evolutionary programming.
of evolutionary programming.
We're supposed to be kept in the dark.
It's supposed to be kept in the dark.
We're not supposed to have this type of information.
We are not supposed to have this type of information.
This elevates our consciousness.
This elevates our consciousness.
We're not supposed to fully understand the human existence.
We are not supposed to fully understand the human existence.
We're not allowed to understand this creation.
We are not fully allowed to understand this creation.
If we do, we will discontinue in fighting the war.
If we do, we'll discontinue in fighting the war.
We will not want to be reabsorbed into source.
We will not meant to be reabsorbed into source.
We will become angry with source.
We will become angry with source.
We will become disrespectful.
We will become disrespectful.
What else?
We will see the light behind the curtain.
Ooh, we will see the light behind the curtain. The great Oz has spoken, right? The Wizard of Oz. Not having full understanding
Not having full understanding
is a way to make us compliant.
is a way to make us compliant.
Anything else?
Mm-mm.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
healing, information, permission,
Healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
Okay, we need to switch gears. What did you get?
You need to what?
Switch gears. So
Okay.
instead of letting go and healing, we've got to manifest. What did you get?
I just got a level of higher dimensional frequency mathematics that exists behind the veil of secrecy.
Oh, totally. And and the fact that we don't have access to our full brain capacity is the reason we cannot solve all of these issues, these mathematical equations.
Right. I
All
see them.
energy is, and the universe is mathematics. And numbers are our basic form of human understanding of the actual mathematics.
So low
It,
vibration. Right.
yeah, yeah. You're totally right. So I got that we need to switch. Let's do the math. So let's do the math. So, and everything boils down to figuring out the math. If we had the comprehension and the capability to solve these complex mathematical equations, we could manifest whatever we wanted to. Therefore, and we could manifest our way through this mess, right? And solve our own issues and reprogram the soul ourselves and reprogram the lifetime to have whatever we want with the conscious mind, but we're not allowed to do that. Why? Because we're not allowed to expand and use our full brain capacity. What the CTT actually does, it expands your consciousness and your brain capacity. Anybody that has a past life session with me, it's a rewiring of the brain and expansion of the consciousness.
Yeah, I feel like
And
we need to get a higher vibrational accountant
yeah,
to talk to our programmer and do some new mathematics for us.
yeah, but that's what this is, right?
Yep.
Um, exactly. Okay, so we need to switch gears and go into manifest. So we're going to manifest love and forgiveness, and we're going to manifest the ability to reprogram and expand our consciousness. Okay? All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
optimum forgiveness,
optimum forgiveness,
optimum love,
optimum love,
optimum information and connections.
optimum information and connections,
What else?
a, a new access to higher mathematics,
Ooh, optimum access
optimum access
to higher mathematics.
to
Yes,
higher mathematics,
and the optimum ability to expand our consciousness.
and the optimum ability to expand our consciousness.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep release now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it. It is done.
Stay with me because we're running out of time. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal
let go and heal
this very uncomfortable feeling.
this very uncomfortable feeling.
We are rearranging our internal furniture.
We are rearranging our internal furniture.
We're trying to wade through sludge.
We're trying to what?
Wade through mud, wade through sludge.
Wade through mud.
And we have a lot of fear of what is to become.
And we have a lot of fear of what is to become
Of this new programming.
of this new program.
There's a lot of resistance.
There is a lot of resistance
from the soul, from the subconscious.
from the soul, from the subconscious.
What else?
I'm all right.
Okay. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. And on this breath, I want you all to send love and gratitude to your souls. Thank you for this opportunity. We are not abusing our power. We're not going to go into darkness. We will always stay into the white light of things. And we're trying to do things for the white light. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
We started unlocking some big stuff there. Okay. And what was going on? Somebody said they were feeling a little sick to their stomach. And it's because we're rearranging this internal furniture and it feels uncomfortable. We are disrupting, especially when we go into the DNA, we're going into the soul, we're disrupting millions of years in the making of our soul. And we're saying, hey, there has to be a better way, right? And it's problematic. So that's what that was about. It was this fear of, if we do let go of this, all of these issues, and we start rearranging this internal furniture, what is to become of that? Is everybody feeling good? I just want to double check and make sure everyone is feeling good. Birthing pains to create the new world. That's very true. That's how the structure of the universe is, right? We have pain in childbirth. Ronan, I'm sure you remember. We have pain in childbirth, to bring joy. We have to go through pain to have joy, right?
Right. I saw this imagery of state parks with waterfalls, and I could see through the waterfall and see the hologram of what's behind the waterfall, too. So it was interesting to see it from multiple perspectives, looking at it head on, and multiple state parks at once in my 360 vision we're having today.
Well, because we're unlocking stuff. Okay. All right. Let's go. We're going to close. This is very important. You have to close. Just follow us. All right. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There is a part of all of us that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Optimum guidance.
Optimum guidance.
Positive emotional fulfillment.
Positive emotional fulfillment.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Self-love.
Self-love.
And big love for our souls.
And what?
Big love for our souls.
Big love for our soul.
In all of those wonderful places, spaces we just opened up.
In all of those wonderful places and spaces we have just opened up.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep release now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
This was a big one, guys, and we got a lot of answers. So thank you. Thank you, Ronan, for hosting. I really appreciate it. As always, you are on fire today.
we unlocked more keys, I think. And if you're interested in my remote viewing course, you can email remoteviewit@gmail.com or visit Reality Forecast on YouTube, realityforecast.com. And eventually I will get to your email. It just might take me a while because there's lots of emails that I have to wade through. Liz, everyone, thank you so much for joining us and helping to facilitate that communication. Again, a reminder, this is not a one and done experience. This is a continual experience. So throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the week, give thanks and give love to that soul that's guiding you on the process.
I don't even know how your brain is still continuing to function after that session. My brain is like in the twilight zone. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And we'll see you on the flip side. Answer
Thanks,
questions.
everybody. We'll see you next time.